Now that I have my text and my backdrops in place, I can start adding some sprites. And there's a variety of ways to do this, and I'm going to show you a few different options. The first thing we can do is we can just go here and choose a sprite from the library. This is what we'd want to do if our character is going to be in every single scene. So I need a cat and I need a dog. So I'm going to select animals, and I really want this dog right here. And I can just take a quick look. I can move my animals the way that I want them to on my screen. The other thing I'm just going to take a quick look at is my costumes. So this cat has a fun little walking between the two costumes, and then this dog has a fun little walking. It also has this kind of confused little face that I'm going to get rid of. I don't want that. I just want these two. So for these characters, I want them to actually be a little bit animated. So I'm going to put some scripts on them. When my flag is clicked, I actually want my characters to be walking through my entire story. So when my flag is clicked, I am going to go to the next costume, and I want to repeat that forever. So I have that code on my cat now. Oh, that looks a little funny. So I'm going to put a little bit of wait time in there. Maybe half a second. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty cute. I'm just going to stop it. And I want my dog to do the same thing. So I can right click on my code and duplicate it, and I can drag it over to my dog. So now my cat and my dog are walking through my story. So even as I go through my pages, they're all walking through my story. That's one way we can add sprites to our story. We can also add sprites to particular scenes in our story, so they only show up on that particular scene. So to do that, it's a couple steps. So first we want to choose our sprite. And I'm going to find a sun that I can put on one of my pages. So I'm going to select the sun. And for now, my sun is going to show up on all of my scenes. And that's okay, because I'm going to take care of that in a little bit. So I'm going to click on my costumes, and I'm going to make sure I'm clicking on my select, making sure I'm in vector mode. And then I can actually grab this sun, and I can hit Control C to copy it. Then I can go to my stages, go to the scene that I want, hit Control V, and I can place my sun in that particular scene. So then I need to come over here and I need to actually delete my sun from the sprites that are listed over here. So then when I'm going through my scenes, you will see that the sun is only showing up on the scene that I want it to be in. You can add your sprite to multiple stages if you wish. You just need to use the Control C and the Control V and copy the sprite into whichever scene that you want your sprite to be in. I'm going to show you one more way that you can add a sprite to your story, and that is using an event. So I'm going to add an additional sprite from my library, and I'm going to look for a heart. Click OK. So in this case, I'm going to use my events. So when my flag is clicked, I actually want this sprite to hide. And then when I'm going to use my up arrow key is pressed. Then I want my sprite to show. And we're actually going to just do some fun little color effects. I'm going to put my heart up here. So I've hit my green flag, so my heart's not showing. So as I go through my scene, then when I hit my up arrow, my heart will show up and we'll have the fun color effect. So those are all the different ways that you can add sprites to your story.